Hey guys, how's it going? I am down here at BMW Bury in Heathrow. I've just been to see my mate Tony Lewis because he has managed to find me a lovely M140 Shadow Edition. Oi! Get out the shot! You said you didn't want to be on the camera, Tony. Literally 2 seconds ago he said he didn't want to be on the camera. Get in your M2, get in your flash M2 and go back to work, mate. Go and do some work. Go and sell some more M lights. Yeah, so Tony very kindly has got hold of this car for me. This was actually his car, it was his spec, so it's pretty much fully loaded. It's an M140i Shadow Edition. He's sold it to a very lucky customer who's coming down to pick it up later this week, I believe. So I thought I'd do a video on the differences between the LCI 1 car, or the original M140 as we know it, and the new LCI 2 car, which is this one behind me. Now, fundamentally, if we put the Shadow Edition aside, externally they're pretty much identical cars. The body panel's all the same, and there's very little difference. Now this particular one is a Shadow Edition, which is a new sort of additional level spec, trim spec in the BMW lineup, and I've noticed that it's gone into the 3 Series lineup as well as some of the 1 Series lineup. So it's like, it's, you know, M Sport, and then you've got the Shadow Edition M Sport, so it's sits right at the top, and for that you get a load of standard equipment. So if you're looking at a number of bits, it's probably worth going for the Shadow because it works out better. It's a bit like a package, if you like. It's exactly the same as an optional package, but you get some really nice standout equipment that you can't spec on a normal M140. So what's new about the M140 Shadow Edition? Well, firstly, what's going to take your eye is the brand new black 719M wheels. Now, they are only available on the Shadow Edition M140s and M240s. You also get the option of a grey wheel, like the ferret grey, and I think it's called a orbit grey. Yes, so the ferret grey, which is the original M135 wheels, and the orbit grey, which is a much darker, almost black colour, which is probably my new favourite. Now, what else is new on the Shadow Edition, or unique to this car? So we've got the new headlight surrounds, which are actually not that clear or visible in this light, but they've got like a dark surround on them. They almost looks like a carbon inlay in there. We've got the lovely black, well, we know them as the M Performance grills, but I've got them on my M135 and they come standard on this car. Really good, nice contrast with the body colour, and obviously go very well with these wheels. And then on the back, on the rear light lenses, they're darkened as well. They don't really look too dark. What else have we got? We've got the rear exhaust pipes. Again, they look super standard to me, and I wouldn't have noticed that they were different, but on the spec sheet they're actually called dark chrome tailpipes, and they are a different shade of grey, or a different colour to the regular ones that we know very well on our M135s and 235s and the original 40s. Otherwise, the car from the outside is pretty much identical. All the body panels are exactly the same, and yeah, you can still get those lovely tacky M badges that you know I love so much down here. The brakes, the calipers, the suspension, the engine, the gearbox, it's all the same. So the LCI 2 car, which is this one here effectively, is exactly the same mechanically. It's only when you step inside that you notice there's quite a lot of changes, and this is where they've upped their game. So as you get inside, initially it does look different. Same door cards, same seats. You get inside and it just does feel more premium in here. Now, the reason it does feel more premium in here is because, firstly, the dash. So they completely redesigned all of the dashboard. It looks almost, I'd say it's almost more 6 Series than 1 Series in here. Now you've got a lovely sort of well, I say hand stitch, it's probably not hand stitch, but it looks like it is. Hand stitch on a dashboard. Now it looks like rubber to me, but it's the way it's done, it's made to look like it's leather, and it certainly flows and feels nicer. It's much more pleasing to look at. This layout here is all completely different to you know, the older cars. This centre bit here, as far as I can see, is exactly the same. The vents look slightly different. The nav now, the nav is full touchscreen, so just like it is in the new 5 and the 7 series, you can do all this, which is amazing, and basically brings it up in line with all of the rest of the, you know, the high-end BMW range. So in terms of, yeah, the cabin itself has really gone up a few notches, and it feels great in here. We've got the same lovely M Sport steering wheel. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. It still looks modern and feels fantastic. I think it's one of the best wheels on the market. The digital dash is all new. Now it's not a full digital dash. Oh, look, you can actually touch. Before there used to be a screen. It's the first time I've realised this. You can actually touch. You can go right up to the dials now. There used to be a nice, or horrible actual plastic bit that came over here, but now you can actually touch the dials. Now this is all countersunk, but I can see under there that there are some number. You can see the sort of stenciled marks in there, so it's not completely digital like it is in, say, the new 5 series and the 7 series, but it certainly looks more modern and sort of suits and fits the rest of the car. Now, other small changes that I've noticed on the sort of 2-mile drive over here are the indicator stalks are very different. They completely changed them. They are very similar to ones that I've felt in like the X1 and stuff. So there's no more wiper button on the end. Apparently you click it up once to put it in auto, or there you go. But from what I've heard from people that have used them, they're not as intuitive and they don't work quite as well as the original ones. And I've already noticed the indicator stalk on the left here is very different to the ones that we're used to. It's got a different action, it feels different. It's very hard to sort of initiate the 3 blipper. When I've come over here, I've tried to do the little soft touch and it's gone to the full indicator. So it's going to take some getting used to, but you know, that's I wouldn't say they're an improvement. I guess they've just had to update them to sort of bring them in line with the rest of the BMW range. But otherwise in here, it's all very lovely. I guess now, you know, you're getting the brilliant M140 in a package that feels even more premium than it did before. So you are, you know, and this goes for the 2 series. The 2 series facelift is very similar to this inside. You know, you get the same dash and you get the new nav, etc. So as a package, it's fantastic. It's really nice. I'm going to take it for a quick drive on the way back. We'll record that, but I can't push it. This car's on trade plates. It's a customer's car. It's got a few miles on the clock, so I'm definitely not going to push it. I'm just going to report back to let you know if I can actually feel any initial differences or changes in the way it drives. Right, we are back in the car, just taking it back to the dealership, literally around the corner. So I just thought I'd give you a quick running commentary as I'm in here. As I say, this is a brand new car, it's a customer's car, so I'm absolutely going to take it extremely easy and just roll back there. But just going to pick up on anything that I find that's different on this car compared to the 140 that I've just recently had. Now, as I say, immediately look at the dashboard, it is just so much more pleasing in here. Now, I've never really had an issue with the BMW interiors, and I know a lot of people slate the 1 and 2 series and the M2. That's Tony Lewis in front and his lovely white M2. But I've never had issues with the interior. But stepping in this one, it does feel a cut above what we're used to. It feels, yeah, it feels nicer in here. It feels more premium. Looks really good, especially with the piano black and stuff. So, yeah, really, really nice. Now, the new indicator stalks, they're just, it's a bit like the new iDrive system, you know. I think I sort of went on about that when I first got my 240 VIP car last year, and it's just, to me, it's not as intuitive. And again, with all the new stalks, they're just going to take a bit of getting used to, you know. That's all. It's just familiarity and something that I'm not too used to, and they just feel different. The clicks on them feel very different, very, I don't know if it feels cheaper. I think they might feel a bit cheaper, but again, you know, over time they're probably going to feel just the same, and I'll become very used to them. I think I'm just so familiar with the original indicator stalks on the 1 and 2 series and 3 series even, that these do just feel different. Again, the dials look awesome. They look really sharp. they don't look too digital, and they're not. They're not digital. A lot of it's backlit. In fact, it's almost like a half-assed attempt at digital. But it's kind of worked well, because although digital is cool and it's the way that everyone's going, I do love the analog setup in these cars, and I think what they've done here is pretty good. It looks digital, but it's very sharp because it's actually not completely digital, if that makes sense. The automatic feels amazing. I mean, this drivetrain's just killer, isn't it? We all know it's just you know, one of the best out there. Feels very responsive. The gear changes are just lightning quick without me even knowing, and I'm just in drive, so it's just awesome. Same driving position. It's effectively exactly the same chassis and shell, so I'm not gonna notice things like that. Start stop's very quiet. Didn't even hear the starter motor kick in then. I don't know if that's it's certainly a lot quieter than my M135. Maybe the 140s have always been quite quiet, but that seemed very just sort of like smooth and effortless, the way that kicked back into life. So yeah, maybe the start stop's a bit quieter. Not that most of you're going to use that like me. I usually just turn that straight off so that it doesn't annoy me. Oh, indicator. That just feels so different. Yeah, just, I know it's crazy. I know you're probably sitting there going, why is he going on about the indicators? But they do feel very, very different. What else to talk about in here? So yes, the Shadow Edition, what does it come with standard? So it comes with all those bits I've talked about, but also it comes with some options over the standard M140 that I didn't talk about. So you're paying 1,300 quid more for the Shadow Edition. You're getting all the exterior things that I told you about, the wheels, the front lights, the rear lights. You're also getting the Harman Kardon sound system, cruise control, park distance control for the rear, and some protection glass. So you're getting all of that thrown into the Shadow Edition, or not thrown in, but that's part of the Shadow Edition, and that Shadow Edition upgrade is about 1,300 quid. So when you look at it that way, most of those options most people are going to go for anyway. I think you'd almost be a bit mad not to go for the Shadow Edition, because it just you know, it offers very good value, and it gives you things that you can't actually opt for on the standard M140 or 240. So I think I've covered everything. I've now got Tony Lewis filling up my petrol tank, which is quite funny for those of you that know Tony. Bit of a legend. Hurry up, mate. Jesus. Can't get the staff these days. Yes, that's Tony Lewis filling up. Well, it's not my petrol tank, unfortunately, but yeah, comical. Anyway, so that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. It was just a real quick video really to talk about the changes in this car. I've done a very recent M140 full review that I'll link below so you can check that out. Thanks again to Tony Lewis and the Berry BMW Group. You guys are amazing and very local to me, so it's very convenient and yeah, awesome. And I'm glad I got to go in one of these. I think I'm going to get my hands on a lovely manual customer car very soon. In fact, someone's reached out to me and offered me to do a review of his car, so that would be awesome. Might put it against my Motec tuned M135. Cool, keep an eye out for that, guys. Thanks for tuning in as always. Give us a thumbs up if you like this, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me any comments or questions below. Cheers, guys.